Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Thursday, February 19th, and the market looks pretty red. Walmart sliding here in the pre-market ahead of the earnings. That's right, Luis Rodriguez. They certainly are. And them earnings should be coming up any moment now. So let's see what's going on with this red market right here. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How are we this morning? There's our heat map. It's red. And look at Walmart. It's really red. So that's not a good sign for consumer inflation and buying stuff right there. So that's interesting as Walmart's dipping down. I would say the market's going to be dipping down. SPY's down right there. Your Qs right here are down this morning. That's 602. And they look like they could be pulling back some more. So we'll be watching for that. And your IWM right there is down this morning. So interesting. Ruby's up there this morning. Look at that one popping up there. And Boxel again. That one had run recently, and it's running again, that Boxlight Corporation. And there's that JZXN. We were looking at this thing. That's a China auto and truck dealership one. And Riley. Oh, no, that's Relay. Relay. Rely, relay or something. Relay. That's not relay, it's relay. Whatever it is, it jumped up. That's what it did. And Etsy, we were talking about, that ran. And Figment right there, the big purple dinosaur, that was running. Lemonade, look at that bad boy up at 72. It was in the 90s. It's trying to move its way back up there. And what does SSL do? That's a specialty chemical one right there. Let's see, TS jumping up. So a couple good ones that were jumping up this morning you can keep an eye on. And let's see what else is going on. You read earlier that Amazon surpassed Walmart on consumer revenue for the first time last year on a quarterly basis. They are expected to exceed Walmart on an annual basis this year. Wow, that's crazy. And Walmart's dipping down, and that is crazy right there. So let's see what's going on right here in our market. Let's go through and look. We just looked at our SPY, and that is down. Your Qs are down. Crypto not looking so good. There you go. Bitcoin's at 66K right here. And let's see, it's still sliding down there a little bit, slowly but surely it's sliding. And your Ethereum's right there. Ripple was the one that was sitting right by the 20, and now it keeps on cruising down. It's just getting pushed down right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And then Solana right here is dipping down with the rest of them. That's all you really need to look at right there. Them four, to be honest with you. So Lemonade, does it have earnings? I'm not sure. Let's look and see. And it looks like it is going to have some earnings today right there. You're probably right, Luis Rodriguez. They might. Lemonade reports Q4 loss as revenue beats estimates and issues guidance of 246 to 51 million for the current quarter, and about 1.19 billion for the full year. So following the release of its Q4 results right there. So there you go. You're walking a dog. It's a nice morning. Yeah, it isn't too bad out there. We're supposed to get some rain, I think. So all the snow is melting finally, and that was around for a while. It was probably the longest amount of time we've ever had snow on the ground. Let's go through and see what our Mag 7's doing right here. Apple pulling back at the moment, and most of them are. The market's kind of red. Amazon right there pulling back. It was running up yesterday. Google still kind of pulling back and making a base. It does look like it bottomed out, but it could come down a little bit more. And Meta right there was jumping up yesterday and pulling back a little bit. Microsoft looking pretty good right here, and that one is looking good. So I think out of all of them, Microsoft might be the good one at the moment. NVIDIA right here, not too bad, but not perfect. Hit that resistance and came down. And then your Tesla right there is pulling back and going to come back to that resistance. So let's see what AMC is up to this morning. It's up a penny. This thing's getting kind of set up right here. We'll keep an eye on that for a little bounce. And GameStop looking a little better, trying to crawl back up right there. Chewy, that looks a little bit better. That jumped up this morning. And how about Unity right there? And that's it's trying to crawl up. It will get cruising along. It's just kind of hanging out. And then our Netflix ordeal right here. Netflix down a little bit. Paramount up a tiny bit right there. And let's see what Warner Brothers is doing as they fight over this hot chick right here. Warner Brothers pulling back a little bit. So there you go. And obviously, they have like a 7-day something going on with Warner Brothers, Paramount, and Netflix. I have no idea what exactly it is, but something's happening over there. And AVGO is down. Semiconductors. MU was looking really good yesterday. I thought that was going to continue to cruise, and then today it's down. So TSM up a little bit. That could try to roll off the MACD, but we'll see. And SMCI depends how bad this market gets crushed down here. SMCI still pulling back slightly. AMD down a little bit, and that still needs to get set up. And then that QCOM had been running up. It's pulling back a little bit right there. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it's still pulling back. And Snow is going up a little bit right now. Let's see. PayPal had been looking good. It's pulling back a little bit this morning, but it's still trying to get itself out of the basement right there. It's not terrible. And what about our Intel? And that one is down and dipping right there. And Dell is trying to get set up. Look at this thing. I'm telling you, Dell is definitely trying to get set up right there. IBM right here is down. That one's going to be a good setup as well. We can tell that one's going to start getting curled up right there. And let's see what our Palantir and Sophie are up to. Palantir down this morning. Sophie was looking a little bit better than Palantir yesterday, and it's still just kind of curling up. It's not nothing crazy right there. Matter and Riot are down a little bit. Well, they were down a little bit earlier, and Riot ran up yesterday. I don't know how, but it did. And CleanSpark down just a little bit too. Nothing crazy this morning. And MicroStrategy still pulling back right there. So that is what you get for them. And we already looked at crypto, and it is down. And let's see Robinhood. And that bad boy looks like it's down a little bit, and I can tell that the stream probably isn't up on the old X thing for everybody, because I can just tell by the amount of people. It's so crazy. The StreamYard thing's having so many issues. I don't know what the heck's going on. But let me just do this real quick so that people can see that the show's even on, because people have no idea. It's so bizarre. Let me see. Hold on. Let me just post it out real quick, just for the last few minutes, in case people want to. Oh, I just messed that all up. Holy cow. I wish this thing just worked a lot better. It would be nice. Let's see. Hold on. Live show. There we go. It takes me forever to do things, I'm telling you. There we are. I watch my daughter like text, and she's like with two fingers, like I'm like, how the hell do you even do that? I can't. I can barely text with one finger and like get the words right. I can't even like hit the right letter half the time. It's so bizarre. But anyway, there's some people popped on. See, I thought nobody could even see the show. No one even knows it's on with this StreamYard. It says a big thing on the StreamYard too. It says Twitter is experiencing issues with live streaming posts. If you can't find your live in X, you can manually post it by following our guide. Learn more. So yeah, they know that I'm the one that told them. They had no idea. I'm like, yo, guys, there's something definitely not happening here. They were reaching back to me. They got back to me a couple times, and they're like, yeah, you're right. There is something happening. I'm like, no shit. I'm like, I shouldn't have 4 people on. There usually like 4 people when I'm hopping on. Anyway, yeah, look, a bunch of people hopping on now. So here we go. Let's cruise on the Coinbase right there. So there you go, dipping down a little bit as well. Anyone just tuning in, we're just kind of going through our list this morning. Nothing looking that pretty, I'm not going to lie. Bull just kind of hanging down here, just waiting to do something. And I think it will get bullish. I think the whole market will. It's just kind of in a lull right here. And I think we're going to see some Iran action. We have a lot of military equipment right around that area, probably the most since Desert Storm. We don't move equipment on cruiser ships and all kinds of stuff like that. If they're not going to do anything, it costs a fortune to move that stuff around. And I don't think Trump was just moving it for shits and giggles. So, yeah, they were buying time this whole time. We've been talking about it. You know what I've been saying. And they're going to do something the next level, where like something we'd never seen before, because it's an Israeli and United States joint effort right here. They're going to work together. And you know Israel, guys. I mean, they pulled off the craziest thing we'd ever seen in our entire lives. You're having wine under our pergola. It's finally done. Very nice. And I know it's like late night there, so there you go. Laptop travel, you enjoy that. But What was I just saying? I forget what I was even talking about. I get sidetracked way too easy. Holy cow. I just seen you pop that up and I was looking at it and then I just had to read it. But anyway, what the heck was I even talking about? I don't even remember. What was I just saying? Laptop travel? I don't even remember what the hell I was talking about. Holy cow. I'm telling you, I'm not feeling 100%. My brain is just not working. I mean, it doesn't work on a normal day, but holy cow, you give me a little fogginess. I don't know what is even going on. It's so bizarre. Don't get a brain injury, guys. It's so weird. What the heck was I just talking about? I forget what I was even saying. Laptop travel. Holy cow. Oh well, whatever I was talking about. I have no idea. I just totally forgot. But Iran. Oh, I was talking about Iran and what was going to happen. Thank you, Israel. And oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. So they pulled off. Thank you. Holy cow. Oh my goodness, guys. Can you imagine walking around life like this? I'm telling you, it's crazy. I have to sit here and laugh about it because it's so wild. But anyway, now that I was talking about that, Israel, they pulled off that attack with them pagers, guys. I mean, that was like multiple years of planning. Have you ever seen or heard anything like that before in your entire lives? I mean, that was the craziest shit ever. When they had all them pagers go off at one time and blow up a bunch of people, that was the craziest thing. Do you realize what they actually did? They planned that for like over 2 years. They had insiders actually make contracts with Hamas for these pagers. And they all thought it was going through like Hamas people and everything. And here it was all Israel producing and making all of these pagers and all this stuff for multiple years. And they had all these, like, they were buying lots of them. So they knew that all these insurgents or whatever the hell do you call them, we're going to have these pagers, and they just freaking blew them all up at one time. I mean, that was the craziest thing ever. People were just in a supermarket and people were just blowing to pieces. It was wild. But I mean, could you imagine that kind of intel and like that kind, like just doing something like that? That takes a lot of effort, time, and just the geniusness to even come up with that kind of plan. I mean, who the hell comes up with something like that and then carries it out? So you don't want to mess with Israel. They are just like top notch. I've said that forever. And that proved it right there. Nobody's pulling that off. I mean, nobody. You're not pulling that thing off. I mean, they had a pager company, for Christ's sake, and they made an explosive in it. I mean, that was crazy. So, yeah, I have a feeling you're about to see something next level. And like I said, I can't even say the prime minister's name of Israel, whatever the hell his name is. But anyway, him and Trump, they definitely have something figured out. Trump isn't bringing all of these aircraft carriers over for shits and giggles. They're about to explode on Iran. And I'm telling you, they're going to kidnap that dude like they did in Venezuela, but they're going to see some crazy shit go down over here. I don't know what they plan on doing. I don't know what they plan on taking the guy, if they're going to take him alive, kill him. I don't know, but they're definitely taking him out. There's going to be a regime change real soon in Iran. Let's put it that way. They're all going to get wiped out completely. And you're going to see it happen like literally overnight. Our military's crazy, especially if you team up with Israel. Forget about it. It's over, guys. So Mossad comes up with the stuff like that. Yeah, he does. And yeah, it's crazy, guys, what they pull off. But anyway, that's what I was talking about. Good morning, Cadence. How are you this morning? And so, yeah, that was next level. And I think we're about to see something crazy happen again over there. I'm not going to lie. You can just see, like I said, you don't move all the the cruiser ships and all that stuff, just to move them around and be like, hey, we have a bunch of ships out here. We can bomb you, and then move like all the bomber planes and everything else. Like everything's over there, guys. It's pretty wild. So hopefully nothing else breaks out in the world because Iran's about to get leveled. And yeah, I don't think they have a choice. So good morning, Sam. How are you? We're just talking about Iran and how they're about to get leveled. So I think that could happen possibly this weekend. And like I said, Trump was just buying time. We've talked about it for what, 2-3 weeks. Me and Ben have been on the same page with this thing, and he was born over there. I mean, you want to talk about somebody that knows that like the back of his hand. He had to kind of escape. He told the story the other day on the Discord. It was pretty fascinating what happened. Like his family was going to get kidnapped, and they had, like, his dad had a passport for a U.S. passport because his sister was born here, and that was the only reason why they got out there. He said a lot of his family, relatives, friends, and stuff are left behind. And so, yeah, he's lived through that, and it's kind of crazy. So it's obviously goes to his heart. But yeah, we've been on the same page. I mean, it's I look at this thing. I tell you, he asked me 2 weeks ago if I thought that the attack was going to happen, and I said, you know what, the charts aren't set up yet. They're set up now, guys. It's ready to happen. So it's momentarily. Let's put it that way. We're going to see something go down there. Look at Lockheed Martin, Huntington Ingalls right here. Northrop Grumman was cruising yesterday. It's still flying right there. And all of these things are going to be flying. There's Firefly. That's not looking bad, trying to pop up too. So, yeah, I do think we're about to see something happen. Trying to pick your favorite way to play it. There you go. And yeah, I agree right there. Net in Yahoo. That's how you say it. Thank you, laptop. Look, laptop travel has to spell everything out for me so I can speak. Isn't that crazy? What a show we have. I'm telling you. It's pretty wild. Net in Yahoo. That's how you say his name. And so there you go. Good morning, Doge Mom and Nine and everybody else. Silver. How you liking that? Let's look at our gold and silver this morning. They should be kind of moving up, I would think, but they didn't look great. Look, so gold's down, silver's up a little bit. That doesn't look great. Like I was saying, I wasn't convinced. It looked good yesterday. I'm not going to lie, but I just wasn't convinced it was ready yet. And we'll see how it looks. Oh, yeah, we got our trend spider back. That's all working. Thanks to Nader. Thank you, Nader. You're the man. And here you go. Silver. That's yeah, I mean, it's trying to curl up. I think it kind of gets rejected off of there. And gold's hitting that 50 right there and kind of getting rejected. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on these things right there, gold and silver. Let's see what this says over here, if anything, because I know it was updated already. Yeah, there's not a whole lot on that. On this, usually when there's not a whole lot going on, it's not a good sign for the market. Let's put it that way. You guys know that. So I would say we might see a little red action coming here, but there's Prudential. GPN Global Payments was running up. That's Centes, whatever it is, Centenny or whatever, CNC. We've looked at it before. That was cruising up. FICO right there is Fair Isaac Corporation. I have no idea. PNR. So sometimes you get some stocks that you've never seen before that are setting up. And that seems to be the case right now. There's MGM. That was running up yesterday as well. Is that yesterday's date? That's got to be. Yeah, that is yesterday. Look at that. It's not running yet. I was going to say that looked like yesterday's candle right there. I can't imagine it doing it twice. In this market, Baxter right there and then Coinbase isn't looking that great, to be honest. Oxy was jumping up, and HUM. There's Humana. That's not too bad right there. APH and RTX. We were talking about that one. So there you go. A couple good ones right there. And we have our trend spider back. Later was just trying to get it all set back up for me. So that was awesome for him. Thank you, Nader. And I'll say it, I'm going to join them on their on some of their earnings shows. I think they just go over like the earnings and stuff. They put the earnings reports on and I guess talk about. I'm not sure. I'll check out the shows, what they do, and I'll hop on with them. And we'll have Nader on real soon as well and go over some new stuff that transpired. The Sidekick's crazy. They update that all the time. And, they have all this cool stuff down here that I rarely use, but we got to use it more. I mean, there is so many good things. Where the heck is it? I can't even find the things. What's happening now? I thought that was it. No, market scanner. That's not it. Where the heck is the thing? I don't know. I have to look. I'm so confused this morning, guys. I don't even know what's going on. I'm not gonna lie. My head is just foggy. What the heck? I don't even know. Anyway, I'll figure it out later. It's not that. What the heck is it? I forget. I'll figure it out later and we'll play with it. I could have swore it was what's happening now and all that stuff pops up, but this is showing me something different. I don't know. I have to look at this. I haven't really played with it in a while. Anyway, that's why I need Nader to come on the show. You constantly update it, and they just do a lot of crazy things with this trend spider. It's constantly updating, and like I said, they're always adding stuff to it and making it better. So I should probably keep up on it a little bit more, but I really just use it for the charts and the scanners and stuff. But I should take advantage of all the other things because it has so much to offer. It's crazy what it has to offer. I mean, it's really wild. RGTI right here, that was looking good. A little bit of pullback right there. And how about that Snapchat? That's just kind of hanging out right there. It's not looking bad though, that's for sure. And what about Reddit? It's up a little bit. We did like that going in. Galt right here is just low, hanging out, but it usually doesn't move early in the morning. Netflix down a little bit. MU was down as well. Look at that. So what is our UMAC pulling back a little bit right there? It's hitting some resistance, and ONDS was getting through it, and that's still kind of curling up, but it is down. And Rocket Lab right there down a little bit. And how about Adobe getting set up? But it's down. So you might want to just be patient, considering that we might see a red market real quick. And there's your U, and what's your UVXY up to? Look at that bad boy. I did say that yesterday, didn't I? UVXY, there you go. And it is popping up there, looking pretty good. I did mention that yesterday in the Discord as well, UVXY. So I must have seen something. And the market started to change at the end of the day. It was kind of crazy. And your UAVS up. This one looks like it could be getting set up to do something good. We were looking at Unity and Chewy. They're both setting up. Chewy was up this morning right there. Katos right here, I bet's looking really good. That looks like it wants to get cruising as well. And then we looked at IBM was down, and Microsoft, like I said, it was probably the best out of the Mag 7 at the moment right there. So Nader equals awesome. You're not kidding, Luis Rodriguez. He's the man. And so yeah, we'll definitely have him on so he could show me how to navigate TrendSpider again, because I don't know, everything's not changed. They just update a lot of stuff. And like I said, I do use a Sidekick though. This thing's awesome. You can just ask it some AI questions and it gives you a lot of great things. So I use that sometimes as well. And so yeah, there you go with that. And let's see what else is going on over here. Like I said, Microsoft, the energy, ExxonMobil, and these guys doing good, oil and gas. So I would say them dips were probably good to buy. Oxy right there up pretty good this morning. Look at that thing just running away. Wow, that thing's awesome. Oh, what just happened there? Holy cow. I don't even know what just happened. That was weird. TRNR, that active strength was running. We were talking about it last night, and that interactive strength, it was looking pretty strong right there. And that's cruising along right now. So there you go. Good call with that one yesterday, guys. And I think Doge Mama 9, I forget, somebody said something. Let me see. Good morning to everyone. And Cadence was saying a group you're in says that a secret council of 22 military and political leaders that meet regularly in a secret bunker. One is a Mossad agent. Go figure. I believe it too. No doubt in my mind, Cadence, all this craziness that goes on in this world. And Sam also loves shorting hymns on news, so that's on the table today. Let's see, good old Hims and Hers. They had like that crazy. It's not looking too bad. I know their earnings were coming up, and that's soon next week, right there, the 23rd. Which is Monday. So coming into the week after the weekend, you come into Hims. But yeah, Hims and Hers announced a definitive agreement to acquire international digital health provider Ecupolis, whatever the heck they're called, for $1.15 billion in cash. I mean, these are crazy acquisitions here, guys. But anyway, I mean, are they even allowed to do anything right now? They're under like patent infringement or something crazy. So yeah, we have to keep an eye on that. Hims right there. Sam's love shortening that down. And let's see, he posted several music tracks to the X Messenger to review. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Luis Rodriguez. I'll check it out. Didn't see that this morning. I don't even know if I was in there this morning. Like I said, I'm like out of it. T-minus 24 hours for false flag to exterminate the group. And then the T-minus 3 days as of yesterday for the event. First strike to take out tactical nukes. Absolutely. Venezuela was the testing ground for Iran. I agree, Cadence. I 100% agree. I think you're going to see some crazy shit go on in Iran. I mean, Venezuela was pretty wild. We woke up. They just like went in and kidnapped the president. I mean, they used like sonic booms to knock people out. It was crazy. I mean, when you hear the account, I'm telling you, I listened to one of the guys that was there. like on the other side, I think he was there, and he was one of their security guys, and he told the story of what happened. He said it was like something out of a movie. He's like, it was like nothing. They had like hundreds of people. We had the U.S. brought in like 12 guys, and they just mowed down everybody. They said it was like so crazy. You'd never seen anything like it, and yeah, it was wild. The guy just said he just watched people get mowed down, like, and these guys and people were just like throwing up. They threw the sonic boom or something, and like everybody just like hit the ground, and these guys just kept going forward with guns and just blowing off doors of the house. Like they were in and out in, I think 30 minutes. They kidnapped the president. He was obviously under a lot of security. I mean, they had like him on 3 floors of security. He was on the 3rd floor. His kid was on the 2nd floor with an AK-47. They took him out. They blew his head off. And yeah, it was crazy stuff going on in that thing. And so yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy. When you see what was going on over there. And but yeah, they're gonna do the same thing in Iran. I have a feeling you're gonna see some craziness happen. Yeah, they were just like blowing people. They were just like mowing down people. Like I'm telling you, I listened to one of the security guards on the other, like that was protecting the Venezuelan president. They interviewed him, and he said it was like out. He said there was nothing you'd ever seen, could be prepared, or ever thought about that happening, and it just went down like it was instantaneous. So yeah, I could only imagine what we're up to. And like I said, you have that kind of training, that happening cadence. I agree. And then you put Israel into it, and yeah, they're gonna just mow them down. It's just gonna flatten Iran. You're not gonna see much left. I would say it's going to be a regime change really quick. Let's put it that way. It's crazy what they're going to do over there. And I'm just wondering, do they bring that dude back alive like they did the Venezuelan dude, or do they kill him, or does Israel take him? It's interesting. I don't know what you do with a guy like that because, again, it creates an entire like Middle East war over there. So you got to be real careful not to like ruffle the feathers of everybody around that, and which obviously you will anyway, because they're all crazy over there, and there's a lot of Hamas and terrorist groups and all this craziness going on. So yeah, it's going to be a real interesting weekend. I think I don't see it not being. Like I said, you don't move all them cruise ships and the missile ships and stuff like that, whatever the hell they're called. You don't move all them over there for nothing. So yeah, it's going down, that's for sure. We've known it too. I've been talking about it, and we're just buying time. So what I bet if I go back 2-3 weeks and pull some clips, I bet I said they're buying time to bring in all the military stuff. And here you go. So yeah, it was like I explained the other day, just as Biden had won the election and Trump was leaving, you've seen Putin like loading up the rail cars with like all their tanks and stuff, and they were moving it right to the right there to like where Ukraine was. They didn't do it for nothing. I mean, you weren't moving all that military equipment because you feel like it. They did it because they knew that Biden wouldn't do anything and they could take out Ukraine, and at least try to. But anyway, yeah, they're not moving equipment around like that when they're not going to attack. They don't usually just put it in front of you to tease you. Let's put it that way. At that point, your tease is over. Action's happening. That's usually how it goes down. So that is what we're looking at right now. It could get wild over there. We could see some war happening. Lockheed Martin up, looking real good. Your aerospace and defense looking really good, like I've been saying. And light right here. This thing's been a bright light, Luis Rodriguez. You're not kidding. Carvana, it did jump off Niagara Falls last night. Holy cow, look at that thing. I guess it's going to try to rebound a little bit, but that did take a beating right there. And our big purple dinosaur Figment, that one did run up on its earnings last night. So there you go. Central Florida Gardening realized that we haven't been at war for a while, and how technology's evolved. There is more military technology than the world has ever seen. Yeah, you're not kidding. And it's going to be all these drones. They just sent over all these drones over there. I mean, that's what you're going to see. That's how wars fought now. You're going to see drones, not as many people having to go to hand combat, if any, because literally they can just tactically just take things out. I remember when we just first started using GPS, and again, my buddy is a veteran, and he was in special forces in the Marines. So back in the first, like in the Iraq war back then, They had the helicopter, they parachuted out of a helicopter, and they would mark the buildings with a GPS thing. And then they'd get the hell out of there, and then they would, and then in the middle of the ocean, where in the ships, the aircraft carriers, they would just push a button and boom, they would annihilate that building. But they'd have precision because the GPS thing was right there, so that missile's going right to that building, and that's how they wouldn't blow up anything around it. They would just literally knock out that building or whatever they wanted to. They had precise precision back then, and it wasn't used. It was used by satellites, but not the way they do it now. Now it's a whole different game, guys. But yeah, back then they used to have to physically put a GPS marker on the location for the missile to come find it. Now you don't need to put anything anywhere. You just push a button, type it in, and boom, you're blowing shit up. You send a drone over that thing and just bam, just smash into it and it's over. So yeah, it's crazy, guys. It's a totally different way that war is going to be fought, no doubt about it. Sinestech is holding up strong there, Progressive G. You're not lying. It doesn't look too bad right there. It's over that 50. That 20's curling up. I think that's a little healthy pullback right there, and it does look good. Crypto not looking so great, honestly. It is trying to make a little bit of a base down here, as you can see, but I am not convinced it's actually ready to rock and roll. I think it's got to wait for this 20 at this point. It tried to get there and meet up with it, and that's why I've been looking at Ripple, because Ripple was meeting the 20 right there yesterday and got pushed off of it. So I'd assume most of them are going to have to wait for it now, and at least to get cruising. You can see Solana, and they're running away from it. They're running down as the 20's coming down. Obviously, it's going to come down, but your prices are coming down a little bit, so they're making a little more of a gap. And I'd keep an eye on Bitcoin because that's going to be the one that obviously makes them all reverse. But I was just kind of looking at that Ripple one just because it was close. And again, the top four ones give you kind of an idea. But yeah, I don't think that Bitcoin's ready just yet. So Nasdaq is holding up there. And GLD is kind of flat this morning, gold and silver. And like I said, I don't know. We'll have to see how they open up, to be honest with you. They didn't look great to me yesterday, but they are making that move. I can see them starting to get set up. So they could have a little dip. I'm just letting you know if they pull back a little bit, but they should get ripping relatively soon right here. And I think the war would make them kind of run gold and silver. So they are getting set up there. We'll be keeping an eye on that. And there you go, everybody. I would say an interesting pre-market review right there. Let me get up there and take care of the sick kitties. They both have the flu. It's crazy. It was a rough night last night. I didn't sleep a whole lot. But anyway, Microsoft, look at that bad boy. Looking really good right there. I would say Microsoft looks good. What did they announce? That was yesterday. They announced the 50 billion, invest 50 billion by the end of the decade. Something in New Delhi. I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, there you go, everybody. That's what we have for our pre-market review. And that's what the market looks like. Let's see what our news stories are. The housing crisis gets twin doses of optimism and realism. Stock future slide as Walmart outlook disappoints. And we were talking about that first thing this morning. Iran tension simmer. We were talking about that too. And stocks retreat as Brent pushes further above 70. What the heck are they talking? What's Brent? I have no idea. Why Wall Street is betting against software retail investors have poured in and done well, and NVIDIA's Meta's match or something like that. But yeah, there you go. And that's what's going on right there. And what was I going to look at real quick? Oh, yeah, your UVXY right there. And it has jumped up there, not looking too bad. So there you go. And I would say that is what our market looks like. It looks a little bit red this morning. Walmart. Oh, that's what I was going to look at. Walmart real quick. Walmart down pretty good. And did they have their earnings come out? Post a strong holiday Q4 beat revenue adjusted and Thar's a 30 billion buyback, but shares fell as muted guidance disappoints. Well, that's what everything's about. I've learned doing the earnings with Ben. I had no idea, but guidance is everything. See, they can beat everything. Strong Q4, all that. Your guidance is bad. Forget about it. Brent is oil. Thank you, Cadence. I had no idea what they were talking about. Thank you. See, you guys fill me in on everything going on. And thank you, Cadence. Yeah, hopefully everybody gets well soon. The flu has been pretty rough this year. I'm not going to lie. It usually lasts like 2 weeks from what I've heard. And I'm just trying to stay away from it. I'm not going to lie about that, but of course I had to like lay in Dougie's bed with him last night. He was up all night long, so I laid there with him, and yeah, hopefully I don't catch it. But what are you gonna do? Anyway, here you go. Your Pro Ultra S&P 500 two-time SSO. Look at that thing. That's interesting. Look, I've never even seen that one there, Luis Rodriguez. But there you go, everybody. I'll be on in the Discord this morning, and we'll see what this crazy market wants to do, Sam, and what we're going to be playing in the Discord. The Qs are dipping down. That could be our thing right there. As putting the Qs down today again. We played them really nice yesterday, Laptop Travel. So let's do it again today, everybody, and let's have another good day in the market. It can be red, it can be green, it can be purple. It doesn't really matter as long as you catch the nice runner and you play it accordingly. So there you go. Red and brown heat map colors of the day. Yeah, it is a wild one right there. And then we also have some data coming out soon too. What the heck was coming out? I don't even remember. Hold on, let me go to that calendar right here and scroll down. It was at 8:30, and it was jobless claims. Yeah, initial jobless claims are today, and then tomorrow's at PCE, which is a lot of inflation data. So we still have that jobless claims coming out at 8:30 in an hour or so. So there you go, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Be sure to trade smart, lock in those profits. Goodbye. Good luck. See you later. And have a great day, everybody. And thanks for tuning in.